Yes.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
It's been great. This is, I think this is the first convention I've done outside of the United States.
Me too.
I haven't done very many, so.
I know.
I know. We're glad to be partnered up together on
Yeah,
this one.
it's been really great. It's I come to England a lot for family stuff, but this has been the first time for fans, and everyone's been so patient and amazing and friendly and lovely. It's been, we've been lucky to be here.
It's been really nice to meet people from so many different places. They're a little shakier.
Yeah, they're definitely.
I think they've all been traveling quite a ways as we have. So
yeah, there was a few times where it was like, okay, calm down. You know, the camera's going. I'm like, check that picture. Let's take that again because it's fuzzy.
Yeah, it's been nice though. Everyone's been really gracious.
For sure, for me, Jack. From Mass Effect, absolutely. People seem to like Ada Wong as well, but I think it seems like the UK people relate to Jack a little more. Interestingly
Imagine
enough.
that.
I know.
Especially in London.
What about you?
I think both Mass Effect and Final Fantasy for me, Lightning and Liara T'Soni, very different characters, but I think both are really relatable, especially to women, because we finally have some strong ladies in video gaming.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Dominated, isn't it, both in the players and in the acting as well?
Well, for me, it's been, I started out, my first video game character was Juhani in Knights of the Old Republic. And so what I loved about her was that she really did struggle with the light and the dark. And so she had kind of a full storyline. And I feel like I've come full circle with Jack. And I love the fact that both Ada Wong and Jack are strong in different ways, and that I've had so many like women pull me aside and say, even with Jack when she came out in Mass Effect 2 and had a little bit of temper issues, maybe control issues, but people were saying how great it was that they were that Jack was a role model, and especially in 3, I think they really fleshed out her character so that she got some anger management techniques, and I feel like she's a perfect woman in that she is able to have all these different experiences and ways of dealing with things, and a soft side and also a tough side too, and stick up for herself. So I love that.
Oh, that's a dangerous question.
I know, right?
I really don't. Each one of my characters is so very different. But again, much like some of her characters, or most of them, I guess, they all come from a pretty strong, loyal, sincere. There's a struggle in each character that I play, or at least I like to find the struggle because I feel like that's kind of where they come from. Maybe not Palutena and Kid Icarus. I'm not sure there's much of a struggle there, except for getting Pitt to do exactly what she wants him to do. Mm-hmm. But I really like that. I like depth of character. So I don't think I have a favorite, just because Liara, Lightning, all of the others, some which I cannot mention yet, all have layers, lots of layers. Lots of alcohol.
Yeah.
Much drinking. Lots of drinking. No.
Jack was just, for me, Jack was just sort of tapping things from when I was younger, and didn't probably have a lot of impulse control.
You?
But I know, strange. Really? She was very much like sort of. I grew up listening to punk rock, and so she was really easy. When I saw the pictures of her, I was like, yes. But Ada was actually trickier for me because she gives away less. It's not just zing, zing, zing. It's much more subtle. And I think that, we all have different parts of ourselves that kind of come out. I mean, I even, with the military characters, I just finished doing XCOM Enemy Unknown, and even stuff like that, getting to play just a soldier that, it's really cathartic. Sometimes you get in the booth and you're just like, yeah, I just do want to scream about grenades, and it works.
Similarly, yes. I think you and I both have fallen into a few more military characters lately.
Yeah, they've become, but that's another thing with the, strong women,
Yeah.
like they're really integrating them into the military
yeah.
games, and I love that.
I think one of my games, Fuse, was just released, so That's the first time I've talked about it. Insomniac Games. Yeah, check that out. It was fun. Got to play a little bit more of a military girl, but she's still a girl deep down, which I like.
I didn't get that.
We don't get anything.
No, it's in a vacuum. So I feel like it's sort of gathering things from before, like, you know, you do a lot of the work before you ever get into the booth. I'm always now watching things and listening for effort noises and different ways to die, you know, in movies, because it's true, after, you know, an hour's worth of dying, you're like, oh, okay, well, let's see, getting run through and set on fire at the same time. So, you know, I'm listening for animal sound, you know, like my dogs, you know, I have a bulldog and she makes all kinds of crazy snorting sounds, and I'll be like, what's that? You know, do it again. And she's like, I'm like, just do it again. But it's, you know, kind of calling on those things, really watching, you know, cinematic movies and kind of trying to create those things in your mind so that when you're kind of just getting a scene that you are, I mean, I really think about it being a movie and just reading through it quickly, like what is the look of it and the feel of it and the scope? Is it close? Is it far? You know, the space of the scene and those kinds of things. I think I at least call on, you know, from before we ever get in.
That's why we, a lot of times in doing voiceover panels where we talk to people who are aspiring voice actors, I think most of us come from a place of being an actor first. It's not about the voice, it's about the character, it's about who you become behind the microphone. And just like Courtney was saying, it's almost like, sometimes I feel like it's almost like we're in front of a green screen. We have to make everything up in our heads. And sometimes we have picture and sometimes we don't. In Final Fantasy 13, I had picture. It had been done in Japanese. And I also got to hear the Japanese voice, and she was a wonderful actress as well. So I got to draw on, I don't understand a lick of Japanese, I apologize. But she was really good, and I got to listen to her performance, which kind of helped inspire the things that I did. But then in Mass Effect, we had nothing to go off of. I think I had just a little sketch of Liara when we first started out, and that was it. Because they were building the game. BioWare builds the game, does the motion capture, does all of the artwork as we're recording. So sometimes we'll record an entire session, and they'll come back and say, oh, we've got to do that again, because things were blowing up, and we actually were speaking very quietly.
Well, it's hard as well, because, I mean, to find something relatable about a blue alien as well, it's, you know, it's quite challenging.
But we do, because there's real elements, there's human elements in every
There's
alien.
archetypes of things that you can draw on, and that's always helpful if you don't have a dog to listen to. I build it from the snorkeling up.
I kind of like the dog idea. I think I'm going to steal that from her.
You need to get a dog, clearly.
Yeah.
I have
She's
3.
got
I
a
just
couple.
never tried the trick. So
Play all roles that you've seen other people do think we are really like that.
oh wow, I've had such dream roles so far. You know what? Maybe I would like to play more of a girly girl one of these days.
I know, I was going to say.
Maybe a sweet
I wanna-
princess who doesn't
yeah,
scream
in like a little fluffy dress. I don't think
jump
that's
and
going to
get
happen.
murdered. And,
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't call on me to do those
No,
roles.
we don't do a lot of
unfortunately.
sweet and fluffy.
No, but one
We'd
day,
like to, one day.
someone is going to draw a really fluffy, sweet pink
know.
dress, and
We
then
can
she
pass
will
as
sound like
princesses,
she's
can't we?
been smoking for 3 packs of cigarettes. It'll be a good dichotomy. It'll be really strawberry shortcake. How's it going?
That I'd like to.
I know, right?
I know, right?
So we've made it. Who's out there? Who's going to make it? Come on.
Well, hopefully they're listening and it will be out there soon.
I know, right? No, you know what? I wouldn't give up my tough girls for the world. I like my tough girls. I like that more women are playing video games and getting involved. I liked when I
Yeah.
saw a pink controller after Final Fantasy 13 came out.
I know.
Yeah. Pink
And I
controller.
love it too, and we'll wrap it up, but I do love the female fans, and I love the range of ages. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a couple of women that I speak to on Twitter a lot. We both use Twitter quite a bit,
We're
so
on Twitter,
please
yes.
find us. But that is so great. Like, I met them in person, and I'm like, you know, wow, like, you know, you're not what I expected, and I love that. It's, you know, gaming's for everybody, and so
It
I
is.
think it's starting to reflect more and more, and I love that.